There is this image embedded in my head. I think it's from an old Disney movie. It's about Snow White. And there is this scene where the witch comes to the door of the cabin where Snow White lives, disguised as an old woman. And I don't recall the entire conversation, but what I remember is that the witch, which is also Snow White's stepmother, proposes to her an apple. The apple looks a little bit weird. In fact, it's composed of two parts, a red half and a white half. The witch decides to cut the apple in half, exactly from where the two parts meet, and proposes to the future victim to choose one part. At first I think, if I'm not wrong because I didn't check it out, Snow White chose the white half that looks really disgusting, and I think that something else bothered her also when she looked closely at the half, then changed her mind and chose the other part. She took a bite from the red, beautiful, neat, without flaws red apple slice, which of course turned out to be poisonous and harmful, that led to almost killing her. I selected some news from this week and some from the previous one, and I asked myself, what if this apple image applies to them? The news that look good are bad, and vice versa. The ones that look bad are actually good. Of course, if the news may be fact, my point of view of them will be totally subjective, to be taken with a grain of salt. Take what is happening right now with X, or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it. Things may look really bad right now. Even if there is more active users on the app, half of the ad revenue have been lost. The rebranding upset a lot of people. Majority of the employees left. A concurrent app featuring similar features just launched recently. The app had to temporarily limit its usage due to web scraping, and who knows what may come next. Now, if all this was actually the white half of the apple, and what is actually happening right now is the sign of a good thing. It's if what happens right now was necessary and inevitable in order to bring real change, improvement, and innovation. And if the new X sign of the app was not the X of extermination or extinction, but it was instead the X of the phoenix that rises from the ashes. Let's talk now about another news. I'm going to talk about the poisonous red half of the apple. Research team in Australia is working on the development of a biological CPU called BrainDish by using a combination of rat and the human stem cells. I know it sounds fantastic, it's innovative, and it will enable the development of better AI machines by increasing the capacity of their lifelong learning. Besides, I will be the last to judge me from my bedroom throwing shades on a team that is hardworking and making the effort to innovate and participate in bringing progress to our life. The idea is great, using biological cells to increase machines' learning capacity. But why brain cells? I know that machine learning tries to replicate the human learning behavior by simulating the functioning of its neural system. But it doesn't mean that it has to be exactly the same mechanism. In nature, there are other biological cells that may get our attention. Take plant cells, for example. Imagine growing trees to build huge biological computers. Will it not be good for the future of the planet and for the advance of AI at the same time? Again, it's only my point of view. Yours may be different, but I think it's okay as soon as we will be genuine about our feelings. And we will be willing to change our mind if we find out that we were wrong. There are other news that look good, and frankly, I can't have any bad feelings about them. Take for example the UK company that developed a way to use radar satellite imagery to monitor vegetation growth. Imagine farmers having access to high-end technology in the form of forecasts from space to bring the best outcome from their plantations. Other companies are considering or implementing generative AI. For example, Samsung is talking about bringing generative AI into on-device experiences, or Adobe that announced the Generative Expand feature that creates images that expands on and blends with your original image. There's also news regarding streaming, like NASA Plus, the new streaming app upgrade of NASA, or the reboot of Futurama on Hulu. This was my take on the news, selected from the ones I shared on my website. My name is Emina, and in this podcast I try to find a way to tie all the events together, as if the actual story was already written this way. See you in the next episode. Bye.